My mother and my sister prepared a huge kids' party for the family. 94 guests, balloons, bouncy castles, and even pony rides. But there was one girl who didn't get an invitation, my daughter. I didn't say a word. I simply acted. 3 weeks later, my sister had to move to another city. I've always been the one organizing everything in my family. Birthdays, gatherings, Christmases, you name it. Since I was young, I made sure every event was perfect. Food, decorations, games, all under control. My mother, Carmen, and my sister, Laura, always said I had a knack for it. I love seeing everyone happy, kids playing, family united. But this year it all fell apart. 3 months ago my life changed. I was loading grocery bags into the car when I tripped in the parking lot. The fall was hard. The pain in my arm and foot was instant. I ended up in the hospital with a broken arm and a severe ankle sprain. The doctors were clear. Complete rest, no exertion, no standing for long. My husband, Javier, became my rock, helping with everything from doctor appointments to caring for our 6-year-old daughter, Sophia. Sophia is my world, a sweet girl with a smile that lights up everything. She's always been the star of family parties, running with her cousins, dancing with her aunts, everyone's favorite. So when my mother and Laura started planning the annual family children's party, I thought Sophia would be at the center as always. I was wrong. The children's party is a tradition I started 10 years ago. Every summer, we gather all the family's kids for a day of games, food, and laughter. I always organized everything. The venue, bounce houses, food, all of it. But this year, with my arm in a cast and my foot immobile, I knew I couldn't. I told my mother, expecting understanding. Instead, she looked at me like it was a weak excuse. "It's not a big deal, Anna," she said. "You've always done the party. You can't just drop it." I explained I could barely move with crutches, but she insisted. "Ask for help, but don't break the tradition." Her tone left no room for argument. My sister Laura was worse. We've never been close, but we kept the peace. She always wants to be the center of attention. When I told her I couldn't lead the planning, she got furious. "Typical Anna," she said over the phone. "Always wants to do everything, and now you're playing the victim. So selfish." Her words hurt, but I tried not to take it personally to avoid a fight. I told them to plan the party without me, offering to help with ideas or contacts from home, but I physically couldn't. They agreed reluctantly. The next few weeks, I focused on my recovery and Sophia. Javier took her to school and ballet. I thought my family would respect my situation. I was wrong. In the weeks before the party, I noticed something off. My mother and Laura stopped sharing details. When I asked, they gave vague answers. "Everything's set, don't worry." I felt relieved but uneasy. I was always the one sending invitations, talking to uncles and cousins, but this year, silence. Even Sophia, usually thrilled for the party, said nothing. I thought I was being paranoid. The party day arrived, a sunny Saturday. Javier, Sophia, and I got ready to go. Though I couldn't move well, I wanted to see Sophia enjoy herself. I put on a dress, grabbed my crutches, and Javier drove us to the park where we always held the party. When we arrived, I was stunned. It was wild. Bounce houses, balloons everywhere, food tables, even ponies for the kids. About 94 people, kids and adults, were laughing and having fun. My mother and Laura were in the center, soaking up compliments. For a moment I felt proud. Then it all crashed. I saw kids running to the games, but Sophia wasn't with them. I found her sitting alone on a bench in her pink dress, staring at the ground. My heart sank. "Sophia, sweetie, why aren't you playing?" I asked, trying to sound calm. "They didn't invite me, Mommy," she said softly. "Aunt Laura said I couldn't because I'm not on the list." The world stopped. My daughter, the soul of these parties, was excluded. No invitation for her or me. No one told us. No one wanted us there. I tried to stay calm and found Laura near the bounce houses, laughing with some uncles. "Laura, why isn't Sophia included?" I asked, controlling my tone. She turned and, instead of answering privately, raised her voice for all to hear. "Oh, Anna, don't make a scene. If you're not on the list, It's because you abandoned the planning, left the family hanging, and even used party money for your accident expenses. Don't expect us to beg you to come." Silence fell like a brick. Everyone stared, uncles, cousins, even kids. I felt their looks like needles. I wanted to scream to defend myself, but Laura's words froze me. Not only was I excluded, but she accused me of stealing. Worse, they humiliated Sophia, who stood beside me, hearing it all. I said nothing. I couldn't. I saw Sophia's eyes fill with tears and knew I couldn't make a scene. I took her hand, smiled as best I could, and said, "Let's go home, sweetie. We'll do something better." Javier, who heard everything, was furious but followed without a word. In the car I didn't speak. My head was a whirlwind, hurt, humiliated, furious. 4 years I gave everything for my family, organized every event, put their needs before mine. Now they not only excluded me but accused me of theft in front of everyone, and worst, made Sophia feel worthless. That night, with Sophia asleep, I sat with Javier in the living room. I told him how I felt, the anger, the betrayal. He was just as mad. "This isn't over, Anna," he said. "Laura and your mom crossed a line. We'll find out what's really going on." I didn't know how, but I had to clear my name and protect Sophia. Laura claimed I used party money for my accident. A lie. I never touched a cent of family funds. Her accusation made me suspicious. If she was so comfortable accusing me, maybe she was hiding something. Javier and I started planning. I had receipts for my medical expenses, paid with our money. I had messages saying I couldn't organize the party, medical notes proving my condition. But I needed more. I needed to know why Laura said something so serious and why my mother didn't stop her. That night I couldn't sleep. My mind raced, replaying every conversation, message, and moment when my mother and Laura made me feel my accident was an excuse. Then it clicked, the party funds. We always collected money from everyone to pay for it. I managed the accounts, but this year Laura insisted on taking over, saying it was to ease my burden. Now her accusations made sense. Javier suggested checking messages and emails Laura sent to the family for clues. He also proposed talking to trusted cousins who didn't buy Laura's scene. We had to be careful, no more public drama. I wanted the truth, and I wanted everyone to see it. That night, with the house quiet, Javier and I sat at the dining table with 2 untouched cups of coffee. The humiliation of the party, Laura accusing me of theft in front of everyone, burned inside me. It wasn't just about me. It was about Sophia, my 6-year-old, sitting alone on a bench while her cousins played in bounce houses and rode ponies. I couldn't let it go. We needed proof, and we needed it now. Javier got to the point. "Let's go through everything you have," he said, opening his laptop. Messages, emails, anything about the party. I nodded, though my stomach was in knots. 4 years I managed the family party funds. Everyone contributed to cover bounce houses, food, entertainment. I kept clear records, sent receipts, and we always had leftovers for the next year. This year Laura took over, saying it was to help me post-accident. Now that felt like a red flag. Checked WhatsApp. In the family group, I'd clearly said I couldn't organize due to my broken arm and sprained ankle. I can't walk or carry anything. If you want the party, someone else has to take over. Laura replied, "I'll handle it, don't worry," with a smiley emoji. My mother just wrote, "Okay." No drama in those messages. So why did Laura accuse me of abandoning everything and stealing? Javier suggested checking my email. I always sent invitations, expense lists, and receipts to the family. I searched for this year's but found nothing. No invitations, no messages from Laura or my mother asking for anything. It was like they'd erased me from the plan. But I found an email from Laura to everyone except me, saying she and my mother were saving the party because I refused to help. I was furious. It wasn't that I refused, I couldn't. I had a cast and crutches. "This is a total lie," I told Javier, showing him the email. "They're making up a story." He frowned. "If Laura's saying this, she might be covering something. Let's check the funds." We used a payment app for party contributions. I had access, but Laura managed it this year. Javier logged in with my credentials, which hadn't changed. When we saw the transactions, I couldn't believe it. There were odd withdrawals, transfers to an unfamiliar personal account, payments to suppliers that didn't add up, a large cash withdrawal right after Laura took over. Nearly half the funds were unaccounted for, not explained by party expenses. "What is this?" I asked, pointing at the screen. Javier leaned in. "That's not for bounce houses or ponies. Someone's taking money." We decided to dig deeper. I called my cousin Carla, who looked at me with pity at the party when Laura humiliated me. On speaker she said, "Anna, I didn't believe Laura. You always organize everything, and suddenly you're the villain. Something's off. I overheard Laura talking to your mom about last-minute expenses. It sounded suspicious." Carla mentioned Laura bragging about a new contract for her event decoration business, saying she needed quick cash for materials. "I'm not saying it's true, but she seemed desperate," Carla added. That raised alarms. Laura's business was always struggling. If she used party funds for her debts, it made sense. But I needed solid proof. Javier suggested contacting suppliers. I had their contacts. Catherine's bounce houses, the pony guy. I called the bounce house supplier, pretending to confirm payments. "Hi, I'm Anna from the family party, just verifying you got paid," I said casually. He replied, "Yeah, all paid, but this year was less. Laura said the budget was tight." We'd raised the same or more. I called other suppliers. Same story. Lower payments, negotiated discounts. Yet the party had ponies, tents, fancy decorations. Didn't look cheap. Javier found a receipt in the app. A transfer to a luxury decor store in Laura's name, not the party's. "She's using the money for her business," he said, eyes narrowing, "and blaming you to cover it." I was stunned. Not only did she exclude Sophia and me, but she stole and accused me of theft. I decided to email the family. I didn't want a public spectacle like Laura, but everyone needed the truth. With Javier we gathered evidence. Screenshots of my messages saying I couldn't organize, receipts for my medical expenses paid with our money, doctor's notes about my condition, and the suspicious account transactions. The email was direct but not aggressive. I explained I didn't understand why Laura accused me, especially in front of Sophia, and attached the proof. I hesitated to send it, knowing it could fracture the family. But I remembered Sophia alone on that bench and Laura humiliating me. I hit send. The email went to everyone. Uncles, cousins, my mother, Laura. I didn't expect quick replies, but within an hour my phone buzzed. Carla called first. "Anna, this is insane. Did Laura really do this?" Other cousins texted, shocked, apologizing for believing Laura. My mother and Laura didn't respond. That made me nervous. Laura wouldn't stay quiet, and my mother always defended her. On Monday it exploded. Laura posted in the family WhatsApp group, saying I was creating drama and the evidence was fake. Her messages sounded desperate, full of excuses. She claimed payments to her business were for the party but gave no details. The family started questioning her. My uncle Raul, the most serious, asked for receipts. Laura didn't reply. Javier kept digging and found a social media post from Laura showing off new decorations for her business event, right after the big cash withdrawal. It all fit. Laura used party funds to save her business and blamed me to deflect. He also found an email Laura sent to a client, asking for an advance for urgent materials, dated the same day as the cash withdrawal. Too coincidental. Things got ugly for Laura. Some of her business clients, family acquaintances, heard about the drama and started canceling contracts, saying they couldn't trust her. Her already struggling business began collapsing fast. Laura was furious but powerless. The evidence was clear. My mother called not to apologize. "Anna, you're destroying your sister," she said, voice shaky. "You should have talked to me." I told her she let Laura humiliate me and never defended Sophia. "Mom, you let my daughter feel rejected," I said and hung up, heart racing. I didn't want to fight, but I wouldn't back down. The family was divided. Some supported Laura, saying I was too harsh, but most, like Carla and Raul, backed me, apologizing for not defending me at the party. We didn't know what was happening, Raul said. You did the right thing showing the truth. His words gave some peace, but the pain lingered. Sofia didn't understand everything but knew something was wrong. I told her it would be okay, we were just clearing things up, but inside, I knew this wouldn't end easily. Laura was cornered, and someone like her doesn't go down without a fight. I worried she'd try something worse. I didn't know what, but I had a bad feeling. The next days were tense. My phone kept buzzing with messages from cousins and uncles. Some supportive, others asking me to drop the drama. Laura didn't stay quiet. In the family WhatsApp group, she posted a long message saying I was obsessed with destroying her and the evidence was taken out of context. But she offered no clear explanations for the withdrawals or receipts tied to her business. Her words rang hollow, and the family noticed. Raul again asked her to show party receipts. Laura only replied, "I'll clear it up later," then went silent. Javier and I didn't stop. We knew Laura was on the ropes, but we needed to stay ahead. While I continued physical therapy, Javier contacted his friend Marcos, who works at a bank and understands transactions. We shared the party account records, and Marcos confirmed our suspicions. Laura's withdrawals to her personal account had no justification. He found a pattern. Large withdrawals matched payments Laura owed for her business, like decor suppliers or equipment rentals. "This is serious fraud," Marcos said. "If you want, you can report her, Anna. There's enough evidence." The idea of taking my sister to the police gave me chills. I didn't want to go that far, but I couldn't let her get away with it. Javier looked at me and said, "It's not about revenge. It's about her paying for what she did, especially hurting Sofia." He was right. Sofia didn't deserve to be humiliated, and I didn't deserve to be called a thief. We decided not to report her but to use the evidence to pressure Laura. I sent a second, more specific email to the family, including Marcos's analysis with screenshots of the bank transactions and a timeline showing how party funds went to Laura's business. I attached her social media post flaunting new decorations bought right after the withdrawals. I ended the email clearly. I don't want to fight anyone. I just want the truth. If Laura has an explanation, let her give it. The email was a bombshell. The family erupted in the WhatsApp group. Some cousins who defended Laura switched sides. My Aunt Marta, always neutral, wrote, "Laura, explain this. We can't ignore the evidence." Others, like my cousin Luis, were blunt. "If you used party money for your business, return it and apologize." Laura didn't respond. My mother, who'd been silent, finally wrote, "This is getting out of hand. Stop attacking her." But no one listened. The evidence was too clear. Meanwhile, Laura's business crumbled. Clients who heard about the scandal canceled contracts. One, a friend of my aunt, commented on Laura's social media, saying she wouldn't work with someone who steals from family. That was the final blow. In a week, Laura lost 3 major clients, and her business, already shaky, teetered on bankruptcy. Carla told me Laura was desperately seeking loans from anyone who'd listen. One night Laura called. I didn't want to answer, but Javier insisted. "Hear what she has to say." I put her on speaker. She was crying. "Anna, please stop this. You're ruining my life. I only used a little money to save my business. I was going to pay it back. I tried to stay calm but couldn't. Laura, you accused me of stealing in front of everyone. You excluded my daughter from the party. And now you want pity." She sobbed but didn't apologize, just repeated she didn't want her business to fail. Hung up. I had nothing more to say. My mother tried to mediate, calling the next day to say Laura was under pressure and I should be more understanding. "She's your sister, Anna," she said. "Family doesn't do this." I lost my patience. "Mom, you let Laura humiliate me. You let Sofia feel rejected. Don't make me feel guilty for defending my daughter." For the first time, my mother was speechless. I hung up, trembling but feeling lighter. A week later, Carla told me Laura was selling her decorating equipment and looking for work in another city. Her business didn't survive the scandal. Remaining clients left, and the family, though divided, didn't trust her. Laura had no choice. She moved 3 weeks later to a city 2 hours away. No one knows exactly what she's doing, but Carla said it's part-time, far from events. My mother went with her, saying Laura needed her. It didn't surprise me, she always defended Laura, even when she was wrong. The family was never the same. Some cousins stopped talking to me, saying I was too harsh, but most, like Carla and Raoul, supported me, apologizing for not defending me at the party. "We didn't know what was going on," Raoul said. "You did the right thing showing the truth." Their words gave some peace, but the pain didn't vanish. Sophia slowly became her joyful self again. Javier and I threw her a small party at home with her school friends and her favorite chocolate cake. Seeing her laugh running with friends reminded me why I did this. Not just to clear my name, but for her so she'd never feel rejected again. My recovery progressed. The crutches were gone, the cast came off, and I started walking better. But something changed in me. For years I thought my role in the family was to do everything, to never say no. The accident forced me to set boundaries. Though my mother and Laura saw it as betrayal, I learned something vital. Saying no doesn't make you selfish, it makes you human. Sometimes you find the family you deserve. Now, when I think of the party, I don't feel anger, I feel relief. The truth came out. Though we lost Laura and my mother, we gained something more valuable. Self-respect. Sophia and I are okay, and with Javier by our side we know we can face anything. The next time someone expects me to carry everything, they'll know I don't have to. That, to me, is the real victory.